needs a second date update, guys, and this is what we do. Hey, Drew, how are you, man?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Happy to have you. So let's start from the beginning. How'd you meet Maddie? And take us through the first date. We'll go from there.
Sure, pretty classic. We met on Bumble.
That's where they pick you, right? They reach out to you?
Yeah.
That's right. So she already started off giving me a shot. We went to a wine tasting at my friend's house.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's kind of fun. Different.
Yeah.
So there's a few people, it was a gathering of a handful of people?
There were like 4 of the couples there, so it's small. You know, they're all people I've known for a really long time and trusted that they would be cool in that situation.
That's great.
Yeah, and I thought it went great. I mean, I thought she liked them because everyone seems to. I like her. And everyone likes my friends, too. They're good people, fun to be around. I thought it went great.
That's good.
I know, it sounds too normal, but she was laughing and joking with everybody. She was talking to my one friend, Olivia, more than she did with me.
That's
Maybe
okay.
she's dating Olivia now.
Oh, that's funny.
No, but I thought that was great. I've dated women who didn't fit in with any of my friends, and that's awful.
That sucks.
It was
when that
great
happens.
to see her fit in and talk to everyone and enjoy herself.
Definitely a good sign.
Yeah. Once you've had that one relationship that you can't really bring around your friends, and then that relationship ends, and all of your friends are like, "Oh, thank God you got rid of her or him because they were just awful." Then you start to see your ex through their eyes, and it becomes like, it would be nice to have one that really fit in.
Yeah, I've had that in the past too, and so this was really nice. But she was still flirty with me the whole night, and it's like you said, my friends were saying, "You're great, she's great, you make a great couple," all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I drove her home, I walked to the door, she hugged me, no kiss, but that's fine. She was smiling, she said she had a great time. I said I'd call her again, and she said great. Then last weekend, I called and texted her, but she hasn't gotten back to me. So.
Okay.
I mean, that's great that she fit in with your friends and that she could bond with Olivia without it being at the expense of checking in with you and still being present with you.
Yeah. I like it.
So unless there's anything else, we're going to take a break. When we come back, if you think of anything else between now and then, you'll mention it on part 2, because that's what we do on part 2 is we call Maddie and see what she thought of Drew and if there's any hope of those two ever getting together again. And if not, why not? As Second Date Update continues. Maddie on Bumble, and their first date was a wine tasting get-together at a friend's house. Talk about trial by fire. Well, I wouldn't call it a group date, but it was definitely a group setting where she had the opportunity to meet some of his friends. So you're not just getting to know him, but you're getting to know his friends.
Was it at one of your friends' houses, or was it like at an event?
It was at my friend's house.
Okay,
Wow.
so it definitely like intimate. That's, and that's kind of did you give her a heads up that that's what you guys were going to be doing prior to, or did she find out when you picked her up?
No. We agreed. I said, trust me, they're cool. It's going to be a good time. It's gonna be
Okay,
a
so you
small
ran it
group,
by her and she was cool with it because, that could have
Yeah.
been like, whoa, hello.
Well, that's pretty invasive. Like, I'm hanging out with you and all of your friends, and sometimes, like, people act really, really, really relaxed around their friends. Like, maybe he did a little something over the top she didn't like or something. I don't know.
Even if he did something, quote unquote, wrong, best she finds out now.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Turns out Maddie fit right in. In fact, she sort of bonded with one of Drew's friends, Olivia. They talked for quite some time, but she, not at the expense of still being present with Drew.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she didn't completely ignore him. But overall, they liked her. She liked them. Felt like a successful night. He took her home, hugged, no kiss, but he
That's all
said,
right.
can I call you again? She said, yeah, that's great. I had a great
Sure.
time. So that's what he did. He followed up with a phone call, went to voicemail, texted, no response. So this is where we're going to make the call and see what's up with Maddie. Is there anything else, Drew, you think we need to know before we call her?
I wish I had something more to go off of, but I'm pretty confused.
Okay.
All right, let's give her a shout. See what she says. Hi, is this Maddie?
Yeah, who's this?
It's Jeff, Jen, Fritch, and Tim at Q102. How are you this morning?
I'm good. A little shocked. Like radio, Jeff and Jen.
Yeah, Jen's here. Fritch
I'm
is
here.
Hi, good morning.
We're here.
Hello.
Hello. Do you ever get a chance to listen to our show?
Of course.
Awesome.
Drew is also a fan. Drew, who you did the wine tasting with recently, the guy you met on Bumble. And he was telling
Is
us
this
about
a second date update?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is an affirmative.
Oh, gosh. This is going to be real awkward. Okay.
Now, he
What can I
said,
do for you?
well, look, he thought he was left with the impression you had a good time and you seemed to like his friends. Everybody, by all accounts, your report card was positive.
Solid.
Everybody liked you. You seemed to like them. He said you even bonded with his friend Olivia a little bit.
Yep. That all true?
Okay, so your thoughts on Drew? Any chance you two will possibly get together again?
Well, I'll tell you, I liked him. I really did. And his friends were great, but I don't think that we're meant to be. It's not a great idea to bring somebody you don't know to a party with your friends where there's a ton of alcohol being served. And there's a lot of loose lips happening.
Oh, God.
So-
What did you find out?
What did they spill about Drew?
I don't know. It's kind of weird to share on the radio, and I just don't know how I feel about it.
Well, we have Drew on the line. I mean, Drew, if you want us to stop right now, I don't know what she's got on you, but
She got something.
how bad can it be?
Please tell me what was said about me.
I just was kind of taken aback and was wondering if you were going to tell me at some point that your last relationship was a throuple and that you were with two women for a long time. And it's interesting to find out
Really?
that about someone.
Hold on. Drew was in a
A
throuple?
throuple with two women.
With
Drew.
who? Yeah.
Look at you.
The
Yeah.
guy on the phone with us?
Yeah?
Let me guess. Olivia told you that?
Yep, she did. She said a couple
Yeah.
things, actually.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to be quiet about anything.
Yeah, so it was kind of dangerous to take her there then.
Look, it was a very brief period of time. This isn't something I'm into. It was an unconventional relationship. It didn't work out. It wasn't for me.
No
Tell
offense,
us a
Drew. I
little
don't
bit
mean
about
this
it.
disrespectfully. I just didn't take you for a guy that would be involved in that type of relationship.
Yeah,
I
how
think
did
they
you
just wanted me
end
around
up
'cause they
with
wanted a baby.
I'm sorry.
I think they just wanted me around because they wanted a baby. I think I was their cheapest option.
Oh, the throuple wanted you around for that?
Yeah, it lasted less than a year. I'm never doing that again.
It's still a
And you're
long
right.
time.
I appreciate you.
Were you
That's
living
not
with
who I
these
am.
were you living with these women?
I was, yes.
Oh, wow. This is a lot to unpack.
Huh.
Mm.
That's interesting. So you think that there wasn't like true affection there? You think that they were a couple before and then they found you? Is that how that happened?
That's about how it went.
Okay.
And I didn't, yeah.
And then you ended up living with them. And what made you decide to leave?
Did you have any say in the matter at all?
It was very good for me to leave. For a long time, I had been wanting to get out of that. It wasn't working out. I think the whole party agreed it wasn't worth whatever they wanted out of
It's
it.
a mutual decision.
Okay. Huh.
Interesting.
Well, that's a story to tell the grandkids.
I know. Drew was
Mhm.
in a throuple. Who knew?
How about that?
But it's not a story you tell on the first date, which is
No.
why I wouldn't tell you that. I mean, like, what else did Olivia tell you?
You won't tell it on a first date, but you'll tell it on the radio. It's kind of funny to me.
I had to now.
Yeah, he's kind of in it at this point.
So just getting to know them, one of the first questions I was asked is if I also date women, which I didn't really understand why they were asking me that. And then they made a comment on how nice it was to see you with just one woman at a
Oh.
time. And you make a lot of stories up in your head, and it's good to know what the real story is, but it was not the first date I was expecting.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
funny.
Interesting. I don't know. Is it?
We always
Is it
have this
fair?
discussion though. Like, when do you tell somebody your stuff? Like, when is it appropriate?
And
You know?
is it fair to judge someone on their last relationship?
Oh God, no, it's not.
I pray to God no. But I mean, we all end up. Whatever we do makes sense at the time. For whatever reason, for however we look back on it now and say that was messed up. In the moment, it made perfect sense because otherwise we wouldn't have done it.
Mhm.
So, I don't know if it's fair because I imagine you learned quite a lot in that relationship. Because the
I
big,
did.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, the big, crazy, wacky ones are the ones where we learn and grow the most.
So I guess I would ask you, Drew, then, how do you feel about having a monogamous relationship moving forward, or would you prefer to be in another throuple?
He said he wasn't going to do it again. So, I mean, maybe should we
It wasn't
believe
for
that?
him.
Well, these two weren't for you, but what about another couple that comes down the pike? Or would you be happy with just Maddie?
Would one be enough?
Can I be honest? There's a fantasy to all this, right? When two other women ask you to live with them, there is a part of you that's like, let me try it. Let me see what this is about.
Right.
Not all men get that opportunity. You
No.
are correct.
But that said, it's not what I want.
Yeah.
And it's the past.
Well, and you had to go through it to learn that. So
Yeah.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get your point.
Yeah.
Does this mean there's absolutely, positively no chance of a second date, or at least a coffee meetup?
I got
or
one more
something?
question first
Okay.
that just came to mind.
Okay.
You said that you thought these women were just using you for a baby. Neither one of them are pregnant right now with your child, correct? Or you don't have a child floating around out there with these two women?
Good question.
That you know of.
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Okay. That's good to
Yeah.
know. I would hate for that
Yeah.
bomb to drop at some point.
That is
Okay.
a good question.
Okay. Solid.
Well, there it is, Maddie. You have all the facts.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm just not that kind of person. I'm pretty reserved and quiet, and while I appreciate the honesty, even if it's after the fact, I don't know. I think I just would always be wondering if that's what he really wanted.
Am I enough?
I'm sorry, Drew.
Yeah.
That's your insecurity. That's your own. Like, if you're being prude, that's okay. I'm not going to rush you into anything. I like you as a person, but obviously I can't force you.
Oh boy.
I know. Yeah.
I
think
don't
she's
like
out.
people who call me prude. Thanks, though.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Yeah, we appreciate you taking the call, Maddie.
for sure. Good luck out there.
You still with us, Maddie?
Hello.
Maddie?
I think she didn't like being called a prude.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gone.
All right. Well, Drew, appreciate you putting yourself out there. Good luck to you. Doesn't
There was
sound
a
like you'll
dump.
need it.
Thank you.
I think there's a part of Jeff here that wants to high five you through the phone, but I'm not 100% sure.
Just,
It
I don't
was
know.
really bad. I promise. You did. It was not an experience I would recommend.
Okay.
All right,
I'll
good to
take your
know.
word for it. Well, it's good talking to you, man. Take it easy.
Take care.